Coming off an NBA championship, the San Antonio Spurs are looking to retool their roster in order to repeat or even three-peat. So we're trying to sign as many big-name free agents as possible. My primary target here is Paul George. I think he would be a perfect complementary wing piece to Kawhi Leonard. Paul George could play the 2, Kawhi Leonard could play the 3, Lonzo at the 1. It would be beautiful. And we also are going to throw our money at DeMarcus Cousins. I think that he would be an upgrade over DeAndre Jordan simply because his post game is so much more nuanced and he's a little bit younger from what I remember, so we'll see. Hopefully they're going to accept our offer, but just taking a look at their interest level, it's at 100, but when it's not at the top, that's pretty bad. That means that they're probably going to re-sign with the team at the top. So we tried to up our offer, but the Oklahoma City Thunder just simply have more money to throw at Paul George, so it's looking like we're not going to be able to sign him. So our next option, I didn't really want to do this originally because I'm not a big fan, but we're going to try to sign Kevin Durant. Throw all the money we can, but look at the Chicago Bulls, man. I don't know why Kevin Durant would decide to sign with the Chicago Bulls over us. And yeah, take a look. We struck out 0 for 3. So at this point, I'm not looking to sign players based on fit. I'm really just trying to sign players based on their skill level. I'm looking to sign Chris Paul and Isaiah Thomas, not because I want them to start over Lonzo Ball, but because I can hopefully use them as trade chips later to acquire a third centerpiece in order to acquire, say, a Paul George or something like that. But again, we don't have any luck signing those 2 point guards. So we're just going to do the prudent thing, give DeAndre Jordan the money he deserved, because after all, he did really well for us throughout the season and especially during the playoffs, serving as our defensive anchor. So he deserves all the money that we are going to throw at him, and it's pretty obvious that we are going to re-sign DeAndre Jordan. Now, another player that I'm going to be looking at is LaMarcus Aldridge. I am looking at bringing LaMarcus Aldridge back, not because I really want him on the team, but as I mentioned earlier, so I can flip him for other assets. End up signing both of those big men, which I'm very excited about, and now we're trying to send 3 of our players to training camps to increase their attributes. So the first person that I am going to be sending to camp is Lonzo Ball to increase his perimeter shooting, hopefully turn him into a Steph Curry light type of player. Now, his three-pointer is already very good, but his mid-range needs a lot of work. So hopefully that camp will help him out for next season and beyond. So the next camp that we'll be looking at is the perimeter defense camp, and we are going to be looking at DeJounte Murray to send him to this camp in order to become a more well-rounded player. I haven't used DeJounte Murray much last season, but this season and beyond, he's going to be playing a much bigger role on our team. And since he's 6'5", I envision him eventually maybe becoming our starting shooting guard, so he needs to become a better defender. So that should be a good camp for him. And finally, we are going to be sending Julius Randle to the big man defense camp, especially because he's not the best defender, but in order to turn him into a Draymond Green light type of player, he needs to improve on that defense. So we are looking to shop both Aldridge and Pau Gasol to acquire another centerpiece for the San Antonio Spurs. As I mentioned earlier, we weren't looking to keep LaMarcus from the start because look at this offer that the Wizards are giving us. LaMarcus Aldridge, Pau Gasol, and his second-round pick way in 2020 for Bradley Beal and Gortat. For us to upgrade our shooting guard position from Norman Powell to Bradley Beal, that's an offer that we cannot refuse. So we are going to gladly take that offer. And here, we are going to be taking this deal, sending Gortat and Jonathan Simmons to the Charlotte Hornets to acquire one of my favorite players and a lockdown defender in his own right, Michael Kidd-Gilchrist. As you saw in my last video in the NBA Finals, he did a really good job guarding Kawhi Leonard, so for him to be on our side as opposed to defending us, I'm very excited for. And finally, we are going to be shipping Marty Eunice to the 76ers to acquire Jonah Bolden, who is from UCLA. I had to bring another Bruin to the squad. So taking a look at our final roster, we have Kawhi, Bradley Beal, DeAndre Jordan, Lonzo Ball, Julius Randle, MKG, Ivica Zubac, Norman Powell, and a bunch of other young studs. So hopefully next season will be just as fruitful as this one.